ఫిజికల్ సైన్స్లో 50 మార్కులకు గాను 14 మార్కులు ఈ 1 మార్క్ హాఫ్ మార్క్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా. అందుకే ప్రతి చాప్టర్లోని ఈ 1 మార్క్ హాఫ్ మార్క్ క్వశ్చన్స్ అన్నీ కవర్ చేస్తూ ఈ వీడియోస్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. ఈ వీడియో నచ్చితేనే సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి, లైక్ చేయండి, షేర్ చేయండి. డిఫైన్ హీట్. Heat is a form of energy in transit. It is transferred from a body at higher temperature to body at lower temperature. What is the SI unit of heat? SI unit of heat is joule. What is the C.G.S unit of heat? C.G.S unit of heat is calorie. Define calorie. The amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius is called calorie. 1 calorie is equal to 4.186 joules. Define temperature. Temperature is defined as the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. What is the SI unit of temperature? SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. Does transfer of heat takes place in all situations? No. When the bodies are in thermal equilibrium, there is no transfer of heat energy. What are the conditions for transfer of heat energy? Conditions for transfer of heat energy is two bodies should have difference in temperature. The two bodies are in thermal contact. Define thermal equilibrium. The state of thermal equilibrium denotes a state of a body where it neither receives nor gives out heat energy. What is absolute temperature? Temperature measured on Kelvin scale is called absolute temperature. What is the relation between temperature and kinetic energy? Relation between temperature and kinetic energy is the average kinetic energy of the molecules is directly proportional to the absolute temperature. Define specific heat. The amount of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of the substance by 1 degree centigrade is called specific heat. What is the SI unit of specific heat? SI unit of specific heat is joule by kg Kelvin. What is the C.G.S unit of specific heat? C.G.S unit of specific heat is calorie per gram degree Celsius. What is the relation between C.G.S and SI units of specific heat? Relation between C.G.S and SI units of specific heat is 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius is equal to 4.186 into 10 to the power 3 joule by kg Kelvin. What is internal energy? Total energy of the system is called internal energy of the system. Internal energy of the system consists of linear kinetic energy, rotational kinetic energy, vibrational kinetic energy, potential energy. Write principle of method of mixtures. When two or more bodies at different temperatures are brought into thermal contact, the net heat lost by the hot bodies is equal to net heat gained by the cold bodies until they attain thermal equilibrium. Net heat lost is equal to net heat gain. This is known as principle of method of mixtures. Convert 20 degree centigrade into Kelvin scale. Temperature in Kelvin is equal to 273 plus temperature in degree Celsius, that is equal to 273 plus 20 is equal to 293. Temperature in Kelvin is equal to 293 K. Convert 310 kelvins into centigrade system. Temperature in Kelvin is equal to 273 plus temperature in degree Celsius. Temperature in Kelvin value is 310 is equal to 273 plus temperature in degree Celsius. 310 minus 273 is equal to temperature in degree Celsius, 37 degree centigrade. That is the value of temperature in degree Celsius. Why does samosa seem to be cool but hot when we eat? Samosa seem to be cool but hot when we eat because the curry inside the samosa contains ingredients with higher specific heats. What is the value of latent heat of fission of ice? Latent heat of fission of ice is 80 calories per gram. What is the value of latent heat of vaporization of water? Latent heat of vaporization of water is 540 calorie per gram. On which factors does rate of evaporation depend? Rate of evaporation depends on the following factors. They are surface area, temperature, wind speed, humidity. What is evaporation? The process of escaping molecules from the surface of a liquid at any temperature below its boiling point is called evaporation. Evaporation is a surface phenomena. Evaporation is a cooling process. What is humidity? The amount of water vapor present in air is called humidity. Define dew. The water droplets condensed on surfaces is known as a dew. What is fog? Thick mist formed due to condensation of vapor on the dust particles is called as a fog. What is boiling? The process in which the liquid phase changes to gaseous phase at constant temperature at a given pressure is called boiling. What is boiling point? The temperature at which liquid phase changes to gaseous phase is called boiling point. Boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius or 373 kelvins. What is melting? The process in which solid phase changes to liquid phase at constant temperature is called melting. What is melting point? The temperature at which solid phase changes to liquid phase is called as melting point. Melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius or 273 kelvins. What is latent heat of fission? The amount of heat required to convert 1 gram of solid completely into a liquid at constant temperature is called the latent heat of fission. Latent heat of fission L is equal to Q by M. What is the latent heat of vaporization? The amount of heat required to change 1 gram of liquid to gas at constant temperature is called latent heat of vaporization. Latent heat of vaporization L is equal to Q by M. What is the SI unit of latent heat of fission or latent heat of vaporization? SI unit of latent heat of fission or latent heat of vaporization is joule by kg. What is the C.G.S unit of latent heat of fission or latent heat of vaporization? C.G.S unit of latent heat of fission or latent heat of vaporization is calorie per gram. What is freezing? The process in which the substance in a liquid phase changes to the solid phase by losing some of its energy is called freezing. What is the SI unit of specific heat? SI unit of specific heat is joule by kg Kelvin. What is the C.G.S unit of specific heat? C.G.S unit of specific heat is calorie per gram degree centigrade. What is the reason for sultryness in summer days? Reason for the sultryness in summer days is due to humidity. What is condensation? Condensation is defined as the phase changes from gas to liquid, which process is called as reverse process of evaporation. Condensation is the reverse process of evaporation. Drying of wet clothes occur due to which process? The process which occur in drying of wet clothes is evaporation. Which liquid has high specific heat capacity? Answer: water. Specific heat capacity of the water is 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius or 4180 joules per kg Kelvin. Give an example to explain that evaporation is a cooling process. The examples to explain that evaporation is a cooling process are drying of wet clothes, sweating. When the floor is washed with water, the water on the floor disappears. Why does ice floats on water? The density of ice is less than that of the water. Water contracts on freezing, so ice floats on water. Why do you feel cool by applying a nail polish to our nails? Nail polish contains acetone, which absorbs heat energy from our nail and evaporates. Due to this, we feel cool. Why water is used as coolant? Water has high specific heat, so it takes a lot of time to become hot, so it is used as coolant. Why do pigs toil around in the mud? Pigs do not have a sweat glands. Water in the mud evaporates and helps the pigs to be cool from heat, so pigs toil in the mud during summer. Why water inside a new clay pot becomes cool? New clay pot has small holes at microscopic level through which water seeps out and evaporates. So this evaporation causes cooling. What is the principle involved in pressure cooker? The principle involved in the pressure cooker is boiling point of liquid increases with external pressure. When ice melts, its temperature remains constant. What happens to boiling point of liquid if any impurity is added to it? The boiling point of liquid increases when impurities are added to it. Does ice melts below 0 degrees Celsius? Yes, if external pressure increases, it melts at low temperatures. How is aquatic animals able to live at poles? The ice has a less density compared to water, so it forms a layer on the top of the water which prevents the solidification of the water. So aquatic animals able to live at poles. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, subscribe the channel Master of Science.